I'm really proud of the way that we've innovated around the different needs of our audiences as the pandemic emerged. So as COVID first came to Britain, our readers were exhibiting a very particular behaviour. They were looking for helpful, useful, scientific things that they could trust. And so we recognised that and very quickly spun up a newsletter that would arrive in their inboxes before 7 a.m. each day to give them the things that they needed to know for that day. It was received really well, and we're still going with it now. And then very quickly as lockdown hit, different behaviour emerged with our readers. They were bored, basically, and they were looking for some fun and some good news, some optimism. And so we took a slightly different approach where we talked to them through a Facebook Messenger bot. Much later in the day when they were more relaxed, we gave them things to beat their boredom and spoke to them in a different tone, in a different way. And again, that one hit all of the targets, surpassed all of them right away. And I think that the reason that those two innovations were so impactful was because we took the audience and their needs first and then decided what to give them, when, how, and on which platform.
So we've always been very data-led. That's how we've grown so successfully over the last few years. But we would most typically report from the perspective of top-performing stories or topics, content areas with tags, posts, headlines. It was all very us focused. What we were able to do last year was effectively turn that on its head and start talking about the reader more. So how they behave, what triggers them to take a certain action, how their current behavior influences their future behavior, what makes them more loyal, what makes them engage more, what, given their existing behavior in history, should they be offered as a next best action. So we worked with our data science team to develop a way to assign readers to cohorts based on their behavior, and then used our understanding of the characteristics of those cohorts to affect change within our audience development.
So an example of our team recently utilising data to grow our audience off-platform was with Instagram. So we analysed over 500 posts and labelled them into categories. And those categories are topic, style, mood. And the results really helped us identify the stories our readers were most interested in, as well as informing the design on the format that performed best.
Our top tip for turning data into effective insights, I think, comes down fundamentally to the difference between reporting and analysis, and then making that analysis future-focused. Reporting obviously tells you how things are going, which stories performed best yesterday. It's the analysis that explains why and what you should do about it, but is prescriptive and constructive and actionable.
You need to be both data scientist and journalist almost at the same time. And what I mean by that is you could have the best data set in the world, but if you aren't interrogating it, standing it up and telling the story around it, then it won't be very effectively received in a newsroom.
The majority of our content is now behind a paywall. So we use social to make sure our audience gets a glimpse of what's behind that paywall through threads, charts, animation. But the strategy for paid versus social has become important, so that free content now plays a vital role in helping us gain new audiences. So usually our breaking news content is free to read because that isn't exclusive to the Telegraph, but the subsequent articles where the Telegraph is adding expert analysis or opinion onto a topic will be behind a paywall.